You're standing in front of a closet that is, by any reasonable measure, full. Shirts on hangers, drawers that don't close all the way, a shelf of shoes you can name the exact context for. And somehow, the sentence that comes out of your mouth is, I have nothing to wear. Abundance, producing the exact feeling of scarcity. There was a man in ancient Athens who would have found that sentence hilarious and also completely predictable. His name was Diogenes of Sinope, and he owned, by most accounts, a cloak, a walking stick, a bread bag, and for a while, a wooden cup, until the day he saw a boy drinking water from his cupped hands and threw the cup away, embarrassed to have been carrying more than he needed. Diogenes lived in Athens, reportedly out of a large ceramic storage jar in the marketplace, by choice, having concluded that a house was mostly just more stuff to protect. He's the founder, or at least the most famous face, of a school called Cynicism, from the Greek word for dog, a nickname the Athenians gave him because he lived so bluntly, so publicly, so unbothered by the social performances everyone else was doing. He once walked around Athens in broad daylight holding a lit lamp, telling anyone who asked that he was looking for an honest man. When Alexander the Great, the most powerful person on the planet at the time, visited him and offered to grant him anything he wanted, Diogenes reportedly asked him to move slightly to one side. He was blocking the sun. Here's the idea underneath all of it: freedom comes from needing less, not from having more. Every object you own is a small, quiet obligation, something to store, maintain, ensure, replace, feel guilty about, or defend to yourself when someone asks why you bought it. Diogenes' bet was that most people have this backwards. They think accumulating things makes them more free, more secure, more impressive, when in practice, the things end up owning them right back. Which brings us back to the closet. That nothing to wear feeling is almost never about actual coverage. You have shirts, you have shoes, you are not going outside undressed. It's a status feeling, a comparison feeling, the low hum of not quite matching some image you're being shown elsewhere. Diogenes would point out that the closet isn't failing to meet a real need. It's failing to produce a feeling that clothing was never going to produce in the first place, because the feeling was never for sale. He wasn't gentle about this diagnosis, and he wouldn't be gentle with you either. Diogenes' whole style was to embarrass people out of their pretensions in public, on purpose, because he thought most social convention was just an elaborate way of performing status for each other. The closet, the car, the apartment, for him, these were props in a play everyone had silently agreed to keep performing, and he'd simply stopped showing up for rehearsal. So try the Diogenes test next time you're standing in front of that closet, where any pile of stuff you keep insisting isn't enough. Pick something up and ask, honestly, does this serve my actual life, or does it serve an image of myself I'm performing for people who mostly aren't even watching? If you kept only the things that passed that test, what would actually be left, and is some part of you afraid to find out?